Hello everybody, welcome aboard my flight simulator live stream. This is going to be it's brand new. Haven't tested anything, so my frame rate might just be rubbish while I'm taking off or anything. But it's all a test. It has to be a test. That's me. Why am I doing that? Shh. There we go. So, let's jump on a board. Let's get your boarding passes ready, and it's time to fly. Here we go. So, I've got joysticks, so what I'm going to do is we're actually inside my plane right now, and I want to put the webcam so you guys can see the joysticks clearly-ish. Sorry about the noise. That's not clearly. That's sort of clearly. I had it sorted and then realised I had to introduce myself. And I think that's alright. So, welcome aboard, and let's get started. So our flight today is going to be from Birmingham Airport, gate 40, to London Heathrow ILS. I have my checklist here for the Boeing 737. I've started some of the checklists beforehand because it's quite a long period. This is the basic way of flying the plane. So, let's get some noise on the go. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of noise. I'm also probably going to put some headphones in, just so. I'm letting Flight Simulator's default control tower as well. This means that basically I won't have to contact the tower. But I've played this game so many times now that I probably understand what it's about. So, give me a few seconds while I test all the sound and audio. Tower as well. This means that basically I won't have to contact the tower. So basically, I've got all the settings. Let's just double check everything. Settings checklist. What it's about. So, give me a few seconds while I test all the sound and audio. Tower as well. You guys can't hear the thing now, so it's going to have to take that out. There shouldn't be any much echo. I don't need my headphones then. I want you guys just to hear the sound. That's basically what I want you to do. Because it's really difficult, to be fair. There you go. Now you can hear the sound, but I won't have my headphones in. Right. So here we go. Seatbelt sign on. That didn't work. So they've got rid of the seatbelt sign on this plane. That's fine. Once again, it's a brand new plane. Here's the outside. Look at the sheer size of it. It's massive compared to that Pacific Airline one. Crikey. Not sure my call sign just yet. I'll get that as soon as we contact the tower. But at the moment, I know that it's a Thompson airline, and I think it's 783. Right, so the Boeing 737 has a wingspan of 112 feet and 7 inches. We don't need to read any of that. So here we go. It's basically the view that we're technically seeing-ish. More noises will start to appear. So if you are watching the stream and you cannot not really hear me and hear more of the plane, let me know. So, pre-start checklist, because our engines are actually switched off, as you can see. Hopefully my mouse will appear. These are the engines. This is the throttle, these are the reverse thrust, the flaps, and the speed brake. Once again, we're doing an ILS, so I'll do a few moments, that will not make sense if you're new to Flight Simulator. So the parking brake is set, as you can see in the bottom left hand side of the screen. The throttle is on idle. Fuel flow is cut off. I've done all this before. The back master switch is on. Landing gear is obviously down. Flaps are up. Spoilers are retracted. Spoilers is like the sort of speed brakes, I think. Fuel quantity is checked. Pitot heat is off. Aircraft lighting is off. Flight controls, just test the flights. I think that's alright. Avionics is on. Fasten seatbelt sign is on. No smoking sign is on. Check weather on the ATIS. We'll do that in a minute. In fact, we can do that now. We'll check the weather for Birmingham. Alright, so So we'll be taking off at runway 33. We don't need to do that. Okay. I need to revise our Bravo. So now, I'll cut that off. Okay, so basically, what that's basically said is that there's wind is calm. There'll be clouds. We'll hit clouds at about 5,400 feet. Our departing runway will be runway 33, and we have to contact the tower saying that we have Bravo. Basically, you'll understand it when we contact the tower. You can see in the distance there's a little plane taking off. It's at 337, so it means that there's air traffic which is shortly busy on this runway. Right, so that is the pre-start checklist in the bag. Okay, so they better not be on. They are on. They should be off. Okay, so the startup checklist. Normally we do the startup checklist after pushback. I think that's what we'll do. Yeah, request clearance now. So let's just turn the volume up a bit. There we go. Okay. Just have it where I normally have it, so it's easier for me to do. Okay, so basically we have just got our clearance to Heathrow, but we haven't got our taxi to clearance. So basically we're tuning into the 121.800 frequency now, but I am going to take what the tower, the clearance delivery just said into effect. And this is basically how I'll do it. So, Tango Oscar Mike 71 Heavy is cleared to Heathrow Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb maintain 10,000. So that's the first thing. The altimeter, the altitude will be 10,000 as soon as we take off. And that is going to be our cruising speed, because that's what I set before. We're going to have a vertical speed of about 1,800, which is the normal one. Our takeoff speed will set while we taxi onto the runway. So now we're going to get our... just drop that. So we're now going to start up. Again, like I said, we normally do it when we push back, but this checklist is saying otherwise, so we're just going to go by on the checklist. Okay, so the engine throttle panel is idle. I've done that already. Thrust levels is idle. Engine area we obviously can't see, but it will be clear. We won't kill anyone. Engine 1 star switch should be coming on in a moment. I'll lift this up now. Okay, and then I will. So as you can see, the engine is powering up. This is engine 1. And then shortly engine 2, I've done it so engine 2 will go on automatically, which is awesome. There you go, engine 1 is looking quite stable. There you go, engine 2 is just automatically gone up on its own. Oh, sorry, that's my bad. Engine 2. That's beeping means the engine is good and running, I think. So that's the engine startup checklist, and now it's the before taxi checklist. The nav lights. So all the lights need to be switched on. Well, not all of them, obviously, but all the ones that I can. So I'm going to turn the logo light on. I'm also going to turn the strobe light on. No, that hasn't told me to turn the strobe light on. So we're looking for nav lights. Well, that's wing lights. Let's turn the, there we go. Navigation light switch is now on. Taxi lights and runway taxi lights. So taxi lights here is on. Instrument panel, we don't need that. It's not the middle of the night. Heading indicators, that's all been done. Radios and avionics set for departure. This is no, it's not set for departure. Right, so this is the main bit now. This is part of the sheet. So these are basically a list of all the flights I've been doing on this aircraft so far, right? So we've done Liverpool, Glasgow, Birmingham, Belfast, Gatwick and Heathrow. But I did Heathrow for a service on the plane. But this is where we get the ILS and all that. So we'll load the GPS system up, which is good, like this. And now we've got a program basically saying that we're going to London Heathrow. So I don't know for a fact that we're going to be landing on a certain runway. What I think we're going to do is we're going to request runway 9 left anyway, just in case I don't say it. I want vectors, and I'm going to load that, basically. I do normally activate vectors to final now. I know I shouldn't, but I do. So I'm doing it anyway. Okay, and now is the best bit. So if I do shift 3, no, is it shift 2? Yeah, there we go, shift 2. We bring up my comms, and I've got a code here saying that runway 9 left, flight planner, and we'll go find route. Obviously we've got 10,000. Sorry about the loud noises. This is part of the thing. So I want London Heathrow, please, and I want ILS runway 9 left. No, it doesn't let me do that. Runway 9 left is here. So here we go. There's the frequency 110.30. I just want to double check that just in case it goes horribly wrong. So 110.3. I'm just writing this down. 110.30. Now we use this for runway 9 left. We use this to add into our comms. So nav 1 is 110. 110.30. And I do want to just activate it now. There it is, it's activated. It's all in the system, ready to go. We have got the ILS stuff sorted now. Has to be for auto throttle. All the set is apart from the speed, but I know that we're going at runway 33. So basically I'm going to set a heading to, I think it's 330 for 33, because you'll be heading. The reason why there's numbers on the runway is the heading, depending on the compass. Elevator trim is set for takeoff. Parking brake released, but we need to request taxi clearance first. Request it. Oh, it's a short taxi, of course. So we're going to Delta and Echo. So, before I say anything else, do you remember when I got the ATIS, the weather report? Basically, you've got TOM 71 heavy with Bravo. So basically, you're saying that we've got the weather report. Don't need to tell us again. Okay, so engines are up. Taxi checklist. Here we go. Right, so the parking brake will be released. We are now. I'm going to get rid of the comms, and I can get rid of that actually. So we're basically on our own airport, own like little control thing. So making sure everything is clear, and we are going to reverse using a little car. So we're going to taxi to this own runway. Max speed of 20 knots. Got to check the brakes on taxi and turns, and just make sure that everything is 110% checked. And I didn't check the doors. I think the doors should be locked. No. That's a good fail. I forgot to shut the doors. How about that one? Oh my god, that door's not locked. Main exit closing. Look at that. Okay. I did everything apart from checking that the doors were closed. That should be on the the main thing, right? The main exit door is locked. Okay, so we don't want to hit into that plane, but we are a massive aircraft, and it's quite busy actually in Birmingham. Oh look, a little plane is just about to take off. Oh, a couple of planes are taking off. Okay, so I'm basically using everything here. So that will be my speed brake, which I'll be testing literally in about 2 minutes time, when I'm testing my controls and everything, just to make sure that everything's fine. So I think that'll be alright for us to turn. We can't get it exact, but I don't want to hit that plane behind us. So I'm gonna stop the, well, I think that's dead on the taxi actually, to be fair, nearly-ish. So we're stopping it, and I'm gonna activate my parking brakes. So it's now time to test the plane. So let me zoom in. We'll get our speed brakes. Can you see those little flaps going up? Yep. That's awesome. I do want to test my flaps, to be fair, as well. So we will get my flaps, and the flaps seem to be going all the way down. And what I'll do is I'll bring them back up to the Pacific one that we want to do. Okay, so I'll do the before takeoff checklist. We just got to taxi to the assigned runway now. The flaps look absolutely fine. Just let the screen come back. It takes a long time. There we go. So the flaps are 100%. So let's pull that all the way back up, and let's taxi to the assigned runway. Here we go. Parking brake released. We are moving. To move the plane, I've got some rudder pedals underneath the throttle stick. This is how we're moving, which is not bad. I did lie just actually. I'm sorry about that. I've never flew this plane, which is why I never knew that the seatbelt sign was off. But we are going over the speed a bit, so let's slow down a bit. So we need to go to Delta and Echo. Oh, speeding a bit. Now, I don't think we're meant to go down this way, but I know runway 33 is exactly right by where that propeller plane is. While I'm taxiing, I am going to set the speed now, which is basically like this. And that engine noise in the background isn't my plane, that's just another plane just starting up. So I'm sure I've got to change this in a bit once I'm just doing my final check. But yeah, everything seems to be alright. The texture in this plane isn't that bad. It's just a basic normal 737 with a new Thompson lick of paint sort of thing. The seats look a bit odd for some reason. But I'm sure everything's fine. Right, so we're approaching the runway now. We've just done Delta and Echo. Okay, so we're now going to contact the tower because we're closer to the range now. Plane's just about to land. So it does look like there's a bit of traffic, to be fair. I don't want to get too close to that little propeller plane. Parking brake set. So while the parking brake is set, I am now going to do the before takeoff checklist. Just give me 2 seconds again. There we go. Thank you kindly. And just rearranging everything, just to be sure. Okay, so there we go. Right. So the before takeoff checklist. There. Parking brake is set. Throttle is on. Idle. Elevator trim is set for takeoff. Right. Now we've got to do our flaps. There we go. 17% flaps, which is, I think that's right. Spoilers are retracted, which is up. Flight instruments are checked. Engine instruments have been checked. Takeoff V1, VR, V2 is checked beforehand. Right, so taxi lights off. Landing lights and takeoff on. Strobe lights are on. Transponder is running. And then all I need to do is request takeoff clearance. Yes, it looks like I need to change this a bit. It says here 210, so I'm going to change this to 210, and then as soon as, but I guarantee as soon as I take off, I'll have to turn it back up to normal climbing rate. So once again, remember, we're flying to Heathrow. We're on heading the 330 on takeoff, so we'll be in line with the runway. We are on altimeter of 10,000 feet, basically. Where the heck did that plane just go? Okay, we are moving a bit forward then, obviously. So I don't need a takeoff checklist. Can't believe that plane just disappeared. Where the heck did it go? Right, requesting... There it is. We now have to... Dude, I just... Right. Guys, gonna have to give me 2 seconds. Just gonna make sure that everything is alright. There we go. Right, 2 seconds. Okay, here we go then. So we're still waiting, and I guarantee that... Obviously this is quite a busy runway. It's never this busy in real life. I am just literally chilling on the joystick right now. Crikey. Whoa, someone's have to go around. Jesus, dog just ran into the bedroom. Can we please just take off? I just want to take off. This is the basic flying. What? What? Are you sure? I can't necessarily take off when there's a plane in the way. Alright, we're breaking the law. Holy Jesus. I'm sorry, little plane. Oh my god. Okay, so that was the first, that was great. We've been cleared to take off, which is good. Everything's all checked. We're going to line up on the runway now. And then, this is a big plane to turn. Jesus Christ. It's only a 737. How can a 737 be like that? Right then. Okay, so we are clear to take off. We are going ready now. So V1 will be 140. Yeah, okay. I'll say the V1s. Okay, here we go. So lifting up the throttle a bit. Letting go of the parking brake. $80 knots. V1. Rotate. Rotate! There we go. We're going up. Very, very scarily though. What is going on? Take off! We're going up? We're going up. What the hell is going on? Oh my god! Okay, I think that was a positive climb. I I was listing up so much on that. Positive climb gear up. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Alright, so we're going to contact the tower now. Jesus. I've literally had to add autopilot in at the last second. Okay, flaps. Retracted. I was right about the runway. So we're basically going to turn right now. 150. Like so. Okay, and we're still climbing up to 10,000. That is, have I just done that? I'm not sure if I've just done that. What? Right, I don't know what's going on with the comms. What? You know what? Screw it. I'm switching aircraft mid-flight. I know one plane that I trust, and it's just the default 737. But for some reason, this one doesn't want to work. Right, let's just pause the simulator. Make sure that everything is alright. Okay, let's try that. What the funk is going on with this plane? I can't even. I don't know what is going on. The runway should be here. Where's the runway? I'm gonna leave the comms for now, obviously. But honestly, the flights that I've been doing recently are 110% better for some reason, right? I can't understand why that hasn't worked from last time. We're nearly at 10,000. I think the seatbelt sign works on this plane as well. Hell yeah. There's the runway down there. Just on the left hand side of us. Right here. Well, that was quite a different take. I definitely will do another live stream in a bit, and I will make sure that the plane that I choose is the one that I've always been flying, because for some reason I just don't. I think the reason why it didn't take off very well is because of my vertical speed. Well, I think everything else was done by the checklist, but I think I set my vertical speed when really it does it automatically when I take off. So when I take off from Heathrow and come back to Birmingham in the next in a couple of hours time, we'll make sure and we'll just have a look and we'll use this plane. But for some reason I just don't understand why I can't. There we go. Now I can acknowledge the sign. So this is going alright then. If I was a control tower and I heard that, I'd be like, bloody hell, I said that about 10 minutes ago. Okay, let's do the climb out checklist. Throttle is as required. The trim is set. Autopilot is active. Let's just double check everything. There we go. ATC is as required. Fasten seatbelt sign is off. The no smoking sign as off. I bet you guys can't see that, but it's saying no smoking sign off. Right. Okay. Landing lights off. There we go. We'll take. What we'll do is we'll land at Heathrow and stuff. We'll have like a 5-minute break just to debrief on what the hell happened on takeoff there, and then we will basically restart the game, and then we'll just take off and come back to Birmingham because something happened in that Thompson plane, and I don't know what. I have got a Virgin Atlantic plane, but I'm sure they don't land at Birmingham. Anyway, the plane I'm in now. Just the default Boeing 737, and my call sign is Boeing 254. It's also on the massive side of my plane right there. I love that. Boeing 254, contact Manchester Centre. Hello, this is Coventry Centre. Setting the altimeter and the headings, and we're basically just flying our own plane now. I really just can't understand what happened on takeoff. This checklist has worked. I've even shown you the list of all the. I've shown you the list of all the planes and flights I've completed successfully, even on takeoff. Okay, so we are 9 minutes away. Contact London Centre. Contact Coventry approach. I love Flight Simulator. This plane journey is making me feel sick. Just turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right. We're Bryce Norton, and we are actually 8 minutes away, so I'm going to just reduce my speed. So we will be reducing speed from 10,000 very, very shortly. What a horrible takeoff. Finally, we're contacting the actual tower that it wants us to do first time. Yes, basically, that plane I was in before it broke was this model that I got online. This is the Dreamliner version. We're in the 737 version. I think on my live stream alert on my YouTube channel, I mentioned that I was flying the Dreamliner, and then realised when I loaded up for Flight Simulator, it wasn't. So we're going down to 280 knots, and we are basically just turning and turning and turning. But very shortly, once we arrive in the airspace of Heathrow's runway, we'll all of a sudden hear like a Morse code beep, and it'll suddenly go beep 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 beep, meaning that it's locked onto the ILS basically. Look at the cloud texture up there. That's amazing. I think I'm gonna manually land this plane, but need to lock onto the ILS first, so I'm dead in the middle. And then I'm going to disengage the autopilot, I think, at about 1,000 feet maybe. If you can hear clicking, that's just basically me moving the mouse either to set the heading or the altimeter, or clicking 1 on my keyboard just to respond, because I can't be bothered to use my mouse all the time. I do really want, this is for people that have been flying for ages on Flight Simulator, I do really want, it's like a £70 plane that you have to pay for, but it gives you loads more things. I'll explain more of it later, but we're descending now down into Heathrow, which is why we've reduced the speed just a bit. And I'm guessing I'm going to have a bit of a steep takedown, because I remember last time when I flew to Heathrow, the runway all of a sudden just appeared at me. I'm going to give a little bit of speed brake, just a little bit, so it maintains or goes down a bit more. We're at 18%, so we're going to go into the descent checklist. We can't get ATIS for some reason. The altimeter is checked, the radios are checked, the de-ice is as required. The descent speed is what we have got at the moment of 290, depending on what your vertical speed going down is. The fuel quality balance is checked. Flaps and landing gear are up still, and again it's saying to me to check the weather, but I can't. Then once we'll hit the localizer, I will do another checklist, or until they tell us to get to the localizer, I will do it, and then that's it. So that's the descent checklist complete. Next one is the approach checklist. When we get word from Heathrow Tower, no, sorry, it'd probably be London Centre to be fair, asking us that we're something miles away, turn left, heading something, expect vectors ILS runway 9 left, and then we'll understand. So I'm just going to put the speed brake back down now, so we'll pick up a little bit of speed, but we are at 6,500 feet now. So everything went up, we've hit a bit of turbulence. I think the seatbelt sign is back on. Yep, seatbelt sign is on. There's no smoking sign is off. It said in the checklist to put the no smoking sign is off. I don't even think I put the no smoking sign on in the first place. Oops. Okay, so you can hear that beeping hopefully. This is us locking on to the ILS runway. So we are turning. There we go. Don't worry though, I won't have that on all the time. I'll turn it off now, knowing that we've hit the right frequency. This is how we're doing an ILS. 4 minutes away. I'm going to slowly just decrease the speed again to 235, I think that's what it says. Well, it says 180, but that's only when you're on the localizer. But it does say 230. It says 230. I'm on 235, but I am at 5,000 feet. That's for when you're on 2,100. Remember, I don't know really that much how to fly. This is just basically looking at this checklist and doing it off that and whatever the control tower says. So anything, if people are thinking that I'm doing something wrong, I'm only just doing it off this little sheet here, and that's it. I've seen loads of awesome videos where you can download add-ons. Looks like we went up a bit, but now we're not. That's fine. Okay, so let's check on the GPS. We're 3 minutes away. London Heathrow, we can see it in sight. So I'm now going to reduce the speed down to 200, and I'm also going to use my first notch of flaps. Okay, so this is going to just create a bit of drag when we want to go down a bit more. We'll get a word from the control tower very shortly saying to expect the vectors and stuff, but that'll be absolutely fine. So we are just about to approach London Heathrow. We are 3 minutes ETA. My hand is now on the throttle, and it will probably stay on the throttle. You can see the localizer. Oh. Right, can you see some diamonds? Hold on. Right. There's a little diamond. This is mean that we're intercepting the ILS already, but we don't need to just yet. I am just waiting for them to say expect. There we go. Here we go. Heading 125. Ah, come on. Right, so we're hitting the localizer button right now. Okay, so we're turning left. Okay, this is going to be good. This is where we land now. So I'm now going to get my bit more flaps, and I'm going to reduce the speed so we can get the wheels out, because I'm going to reduce the speed to 180. We are now on the approach checklist. Seatbelt sign is on, no smoking sign is on. We are going to put gear down right now, which is what it's telling me what to do, which is what that beeping is. That beeping is telling me to put the gear down, but I just got literally to that thing. It says landing gear down. We're on flaps, and we're going to put our flaps down very shortly. Once we intercept the glide scope, I'm going to contact the tower now. Right, I normally keep this GPS up just in case. We're now at 125, so I can get rid of the heading. So literally we're just going to be flying in a straight line. So we're making straight in. Gear is down. Flaps. Flaps are 38. We want those down a bit more for what we're on. So maybe one more. At 63, that will do. That's what it says here. And then in a bit, as soon as the diamond slowly goes down, which is when we will technically intercept below the glide scope, I'm going to put my flaps all the way down. Here we go. There's a little patch here in the distance where I can see that that is London Heathrow. I'm going to reduce my speed again a bit more now to 150. We're holding at... Oh, better keep... Oh, hold on. Sorry. There you go. Look, it's banking now without me actually touching anything, purely because it's intercepted the ILS. We'll be turning into the runway now. Here we go. Flaps full. Speed 150. Landing checklist. Landing gear is down. Autopilot is still on. So I think I've done the landing checklist a bit too early. We need a touchdown speed of 140. So I am going to just slow it down to 140 now. And then speed brake there. We need also the speed brake to be armed. And I think that's shift and slash. There we go. Speed brake is armed, which is good. Okay, here we go. Flaps are full. Speed brake is armed. Speed 140. Well, 148 and going down to 140. Altimeter is 2,500. But I'll go around. If we have to go around, we have to leave it up to, what was it? 5,000. So as soon as that deactivates, I'm going to move that back up to 5,000. Which will be very soon, because we can see the runway in sight. So now all we have to do is wait until that little diamond slowly goes down. Just double check that we've got the intercept of the ILS. Or the ID, sorry, let's say. that sounds good. Keep that going for a while, just to make sure that it's staying on track. Landing lights on. Here's London. Diamond is slowly going down, which is good. I'm now going to activate vectors to final, which is activate the approach. There we go. And I'm going to switch it now down, to approach, hold, switch. I think that's the right thing to do, because as soon as that diamond hits that middle bit, that's when we will go down without me having to click. That's when the altitude switch goes down. But I am going to disconnect the speed. Here we go. Now, this is where I'm going to disconnect the speed. Let's just let it get sorted. There we go. So, I'm in control of the speed now. And I might have to add a bit now. There we go. We're holding at 153 and we're going down a bit, which is good. We're a little bit above the glide scope. So, as well as you can see, I'm now just activating the go around procedure. There's PAPI lights in front of us, 2 yellow and 2 red, which is good, which means we're dead on the ball. And then very shortly, I'll be disconnecting the autopilot once again, like I said, at 1,000 feet. But knowing my luck, I will stop in the middle of the runway. We'll get a clear to land very shortly. Here we go. Clear to land. So now I am going to I know I said at 1,000 feet, but I'm going to manually fly this plane in. Here we go. I'm in control of the plane. I have controls. A little bit fast. Well, we're dead on the ball, to be fair. I want to just be underneath that. There we go. Right. Seems to be alright. Not much crosswind. It's very, very quiet now in the cabin. Just disconnecting the auto throttle. And possibly that. Let's disconnect this. There we go. Okay. And now approach, hold, switch should be off. Okay. I have proper control of this plane now. And I'm only doing slight movements, building the speed up a little bit more. As you can hear it, probably. Hoping the sound's alright. We're just coming in very shortly. 140, still maintaining the speed. And we're still going down. We're a little bit to the right, so we won't be able to get dead in the middle, maybe. I'm going to try and get into the middle as tight as possible as I can. There we go. That's probably not it. We're probably going to go into the grass. But I don't normally disconnect the autopilot until later anyway. So, idle shut off. It's cutting off now. We're going to go in a little bit too much, so rudder control now. Like so. Oh, there's a bit of crosswind. And we're on the grass. No, we're not. We're just on the outside. Which is not bad. So 80 knots, 70 knots, 60 knots. There we go. And it wasn't that bad of a landing. We were a little bit to the, say, wrong side. Turning X axis right, that's fine. Turning at 20 knots, which is good. Okay. Okay, we're gonna just stop here a bit and just maintain everything. Get our tower clearance. Parking brake is set. Right. So taxi to the ramp. This is where we're gonna turn everything off. So landing lights are off. Taxi lights on though. Strobe lights. Oh, and one. There we go. Strobe Strobe lights are off. Okay. Flaps up. Speed brake is up. Okay, so we're going looks like quite a distance. But we've got some lights just to see. So that's it. We've landed at London Heathrow. Quite a bumpy one. The bad takeoff at the beginning probably knocked me a bit with the landing. However, I will be doing a return flight from the exact gate, gate 207. But I'll also be doing it so it will go nice and smoothly and do it the way that I like to do it, because I've been doing it. The reason why I disconnected the autopilot at like 1,000 feet was purely because I've seen people do it before and they've landed it down the dock, and obviously I can't do that just yet. That's all right. It doesn't really matter. So we landed at Heathrow. This is London Heathrow. Welcome everybody. Not very good texture. I haven't really downloaded add-ons that much. The only add-on I've done was the clouds, and you only get to see those when you're in the air. So once again, we'll be flying to Birmingham in about 10-15 minutes time. Basically, I just want to taxi to the gate. I'll reload the gate. I'll stop the stream. No, I won't. I will do. This is going to be. Yes, I'll stop the stream. I'll stop the stream and do another one, basically. But God knows how long it is. So we've got, what is it? Echo Golf, Foxtrot Bravo, Alpha Quebec, Bravo Papa. So where are we going now? We're at Foxtrot. So we've still got quite a long way to taxi. If I wasn't live streaming, I'd be cutting across the grass at 150 knots just to get into my gate. Maybe because I'm hungry or something. That's alright. We've made it safely. Not really much damage, I'm hoping. But again, like I said, Birmingham will be in 15 minutes. Or if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, the Birmingham video will be up soon. Or if you're watching this next year, in 2015, the Birmingham video is up. And there'll be a link in the description to the Birmingham landing. There's a vehicle in the middle of the taxiway. Is this going to be like the Birmingham takeoff where I'm going to have to go through him? Yes. Yes, it is. Here we go. So honestly guys, thank you for watching. If you came from Birmingham and watched it all the way up until London Heathrow, thank you very much. It's been quite a quick flight, which has been nice. Thank you very much. My YouTube channel will be in the webcam shot, which I'll do just before I end the stream. So if you stay tuned till I taxi, take the seatbelt sign off, and do the shutdown checklist and the securing the aircraft checklist. So there's a plane that's taking off. Looks like runway 27 left, maybe 9 right is going to be the plane. Oh no, I've got to go across. I've got to go to that building all the way over there, I think. That's what that's telling me. Runway gate 207. Crikey. If you missed any part of this video, it will be on my YouTube channel, youtube.co.uk/AndyBakesLive. It will be up very shortly. I'll make sure of it. And I'm gonna go a bit quiet now until we till we get to the game. Stop here. What are you doing, Heathrow? What are you doing? There we go. Thank you. We left as a Thompson and arrived back as a Bowen. Just a normal Bowen with no paint. There we go. Okay, here we go then. So we are doing the shutdown checklist. Parking brake is set. Throttles are on idle. Passenger seatbelt sign off. Air conditioning fan, blah blah blah. Taxi lights and all that have turned off. Rotation beacon off. Okay, so engine 1 and then engine 2. So engine 1. Wait for that to go down. There we go. And engine 2. And that's basically it. I'm not doing all the BATT master switch shutdowns and all that. We've made it. We have actually made it to London Heathrow in one piece. And we're going to get the jetway. And also let's get the luggage out on the go. Oh, just a bit off the taxi line. But that doesn't matter. Let's just zoom out a bit. Very noisy, I think, through my speakers. Very noisy indeed. So we're basically just waiting now. We are at gate, what was it, 207? 207. So we'll remember that, and this will be our final bit. So the jetway is intact, doors are open, and that is it. We have successfully landed at London Heathrow from Birmingham. Quite a bumpy ride, but it wasn't that bad. So everybody, thank you very much for watching. It was a really fun flight. Quite different than the ones I normally do without live streaming. Because for one, the plane does take off at 140 knots. Before shooting off the end of the runway and hitting a house. And the landing, I am normally dead centre using the ILS, but because I took off the autopilot at 1,500, I started to sway a bit, so there was a bit of crosswind. So there's nothing you can do. I'll be back in about, well, it's 12 o'clock now in UK, so I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes time. I'm just going to restart this flight simulator game to make sure I'm at runway 207 and everything will be absolutely fine. Thank you very much for watching. If you go on to follow me on Twitter if you want to see more live streams and games, and also subscribe to my channel if you want to see games which have already been recorded and uploaded. Right then guys, so thank you very much for watching. I've been Andy Bates. This has been Microsoft Flight Simulator X from Birmingham to Heathrow, and in the next video I'll be flying from Heathrow back to Birmingham. Many thanks for watching. I've been Andy Bates, and peace out.